Hey everybody, this is Paul from ScaleTrains.com. Down here at the California Southern, playing with our brand new Tier 4 GEVos from Scale Trains. Here we got a pair of BNSF units, which are ET44C4s with a unique weight management system built into the trucks. And let's take a look and listen at some of the lighting and sound functions here. First off, let's hit F8 to start up both of the prime movers here. Hit F0 to turn on the headlights. And F6 to activate the ditch lights. Let's take a listen to the bell. And the K5 horn that's standard on all the Tier 4s. And of course you have the automatic grade crossing bell function that activates when the horn is blown, just like the prototype. And let's take a look at the back end. Hey everybody, alright, we're taking a look here at our BNSF Tier 4 GEVos, and we flip the units around, taking a look at the back end details. Obviously you can see here all the intricate separately applied grill work on the rear end, over 40 separate X parts. And the Tier 4 GEVos are pretty basic on the BNSF, at least on the rear end. Just the basic headlight you turn on here and turn off, and there you have it. Hey everybody, this is Paul from ScaleTrains.com here at the California Southern in Norwalk, California. And right now we're going to give you a quick look at our capacitor feature on our rivet counter Tier 4 GEVos. Now all of ScaleTrains.com's rivet counter series and museum quality series locomotives come with the capacitors built in. So that way you're able to handle dirty track or other bad track conditions that may otherwise short out any of the locomotive. So let's take a quick look here. Got our BNSF sample, Tier 4, that's been running around our layout. Capacitor's nice and built up. So I'll take it off the track. As you see, for a few seconds it'll still keep going. There it goes. So once again, the capacitor feature that's built into all rivet counter and museum quality locomotives, that'll keep you going over any rough spots or dirty spots in your track. And here's a closer look at the rooftop details on a couple of new ScaleTrains.com ES44 Tier 4 GEVo locomotives, this time decorated for BNSF Railway. Notice the fine GE-style nub tread plate, the engine cap access panel hinges, and finely rendered GE lifting bales. Even the exhaust stack is modeled to GE blueprint specifications with plenty of depth. Also, check out the fine etchings used for the radiator exhaust grills, with finely molded radiator elements molded underneath. Moving on to the front end, let's check out the fine details of the BNSF Tier 4 GEVos. All the fine details you're expected to find from ScaleTrains.com are there, from the separately applied nose door, to its padlock and hasp, to the separately applied NU cable, and the rooftop PTC antenna arrays, which are correct per road number. We even included grade crossing camera details inside the cab, which are visible through the front windshield. The side window glass is also tinted, just like the prototype, and durable etched sunshades are included, pre-installed from the factory, letting you enjoy your new model right out of the box. This high-angle view of the BNSF Tier 4 GEVo highlights the beautiful separately applied PTC antenna farm on the cab roof, as well as the GE-style tread on the walkways, which is rendered as closely to scale as possible. We even went to the effort to make sure the separately applied headlight in the nose was made as close to scale as possible. Also, the ditch lights, and number boards are all illuminated with LEDs for long-lasting life and enjoyment. This bird's eye view of two different BNSF Tier 4 GEVos really lets you see the difference in the details. Built from different production groups, right away you can see the different PTC antenna farm arrangements between BNSF 3914 and BNSF 3856. Also, BNSF 3914 is an early production Tier 4 GEVo. Its production group featured a slightly different arrangement of the access doors on the left-hand side at the radiator cab to the rear of the locomotive. Just another example of the exacting attention to detail by the ScaleTrains.com crew. Here's a view of the conductor side of BNSF 3856. Let's take a moment to appreciate all the fine detail present. From front to rear, check out the separate dynamic brake cab rooftop hatches and the see-through dynamic brake exhausts. The painstakingly detailed GE high-ad trucks are also shown to good effect here, with the additional plumbing, brake cylinder, and cam details of the C4 adhesion management system clearly visible. The trucks also feature rotating bearing cap details, an innovative feature we debuted on our groundbreaking GE Big Blow Super Turbine model and carried over to the SD40-2 and Tier 4 GEVo models, making us the first manufacturer to include these details on US prototype locomotives. The Lost Wax Brass Nathan Air Chime K5H LR2 horn is also seen, and moving further back, we see the intricate etched metal, see-through screens of the radiator intake and exhaust, over 40 separate parts total. Looking at the engineer's side of 3856, you can appreciate the fine details of the air reservoirs and all the fine air system plumbing going to them, right down to the spitter valves on the ends of the reservoirs. The fuel tank fillers and gauges you also see here, and keep in mind, their arrangements are specific to each railroad and road number. You can also see one of the electronic control boxes for the C4 adhesion management system mounted to the side sill above the front truck, immediately below the ET44C4 model designation lettering on the side sill. Here's BNSF 3914, which is one of the most unique Tier 4 GEVo models we've created. Coming from an early production batch, these units featured a slightly different arrangement to the radiator access doors under the radiator wing, and ScaleTrains.com's GEVo is the only plastic Tier 4 model to capture this detail. All of the underbody traction motor cabling is comprised of separately applied parts, as are the handbrake drain details, which are designed with ease of maintenance in mind, and the chance you need to disassemble your model, such as for weathering. Also, check out the see-through etched and formed grills of the radiator compartment, which allows you to see the cross bracing behind them, just like a prototype, along with their simulated radiator fan housings. Now with the worm's eye view of the engineer's side front of 3914, we can really appreciate all of the fine detail tucked up underneath the side sill. All of what you see is separately applied. The electrical conduits, prime brand air filters, air piping, and extra plumbing for the C4 weight adhesion management system on the trucks are all hand applied parts. You can also see the tinted side windows of the model, done to look just like the prototype. Here we take a look at the right-hand side rear details of BNSF 3914. To the right, you can see the separately applied air dryer, and directly underneath that, you can see the separately applied retention waste tank applied to the end of the fuel tank. You can also see the fine details of the C4 trucks here, including the extra plumbing, extra brake cylinders, and cam mechanism found on these trucks. Also, take a look at the separately applied weight management system control box mounted to the underside of the side sill, along with its associated electrical cabling, and also all the various air plumbing located underneath the side sill. Now here's a good side-by-side comparison between BNSF 3914 and BNSF 3856. As mentioned previously, BNSF 3914 came from an early production batch of Tier 4 GEVos, which featured a slightly different arrangement to the access doors on the left-hand side under the radiator cab. As we see here, the number 3 tall door from front to rear is different compared to the one on 3856. Notice the different latch arrangements between the two. Again, a subtle difference, but one that we felt was important to capture on our Tier 4 GEVo.